Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. A small delay in starting. Apologize for that. We just had a technical difficulty. We're all set now to start talking about this. SEBI has put out an excellent study. It is showing an analysis of profits and losses in the equities derivative segment from fiscal year 22 to 24. See, this is something that is good, and I must give credit where credit is due. SEBI has actually opened the eyes of all the investors in India as to how they have fared when they are playing the stock market, especially in the derivative segment, not in the actual stock. See, this is what somebody has to understand. Many in India have jumped into F and O, futures and options, without really understanding what the implications are. And I've been, joking about how people will sit and trade on HDFC Bank stock from day in, day out, 5 days a week. I mean, this is a bank. They're not going to give in earth-shaking changes. So what is the point in, trading up and down and making a few bucks and then paying taxes on that? Most of the time losing money. All this stuff is something that I have been talking about for many years. So actually, I felt good that this report basically backs up my claims that you cannot make money as a day trader. And the numbers here should open the eyes of those of you who still feel that you can beat the system and you can make money. So I'm just going to share the data by way of a few slides. Before that, a request to all of you to please like this video. We do a lot of research, you know that. This document itself is, tens of pages, and we went through that and we figured out the most important, interesting information that we thought we should present to you. We're also giving you at the top of the comment section the link to the complete document, because I have a feeling they'll take it away from SEBI because it's speaking some truths. And we have a copy and we have put it on our server. You can take a look at that also. So please do spend that extra time and understand what the challenges are. So let's now take a look at the slide deck, please. So SEBI study, this was conducted for the period fiscal year 2022 to 2024. Let's jump right in. High loss rates among individual traders. 90, and now at the end, after I go through the deck, I'll tell you who is probably making the money. If most of the traders are losing the money, the counterparty must be making a lot of money, right? And I will tell you who is making the money and how are they making the money. So stay tuned for the conclusions. Very important here. 93% of over 1 crore individual futures and options traders incurred average losses of around 2 lakh per trader, inclusive of transaction costs. I mean, they ding you with transaction costs, by the way, during the 3 years from fiscal year 22 to 24. Now, what are futures? Futures are useful for people where there is some uncertainty in the future. For example, there's a farmer. Now, the farmer is planting a wheat crop for 2024 fall, that is in future, or in 2025 spring. And he or she is not 100% sure what the procurement price will be. In that case, you can buy a future which will guarantee a certain amount of return for you on your crop. Now, if there is a bumper crop, then you come out ahead because bumper crop will be for everybody. So you will be probably ahead because there is much more commodity chasing the market and therefore the price goes down. On the other hand, if there is scarcity, then you might actually lose out on the money because the cost of the wheat at the time it is sold in the market might be higher than what you signed up for. But what you get by signing up for futures is that you are guaranteed a certain baseline. You understand what I'm saying? It's a guarantee. It's like insurance. That is what a futures market is. But what exactly happens in the market today? People sitting in homes, they're not farmers. They're just trading because that's a commodity that you can trade. There are lots of comments and advertisements chasing you. Look at any game, cricket. They'll talk to you about options and futures and strategies, butterfly, this, that, and that is just the futures. Options are slightly different. In options, what happens is you are predicting the price of a particular stock, and you have two ways to play the options market: call and put. What it is essentially is, what do you think is going to happen to the price of a stock 2 months from now, 4 months from now, 6 months from now, and then you predict. And if you are very close to the prediction, you make money. Either way, whether it is call or put. One is buy, the other one is sell. But you need to pay and exercise it at the end of that time period. So these are the two things that people play with, and they think they know the market. Which is why I always make fun that what is HDFC Bank going to do over a 24-hour period? Why do you have to go and trade in the options and futures of HDFC Bank stock? You get the point, right? So now what we are seeing is 93% of over 1 crore. Assume there is only 1 crore, right? 93 lakh investors actually lost money of around 2 lakhs per trader. That works out to close to 18,000 rupees a month. Hey, that is a lot of money, unless people have a lot of disposable income. And even then, that's not the right way to spend it, in my opinion. Having warned you against this for many years now, see, I feel vindicated that I told that this is not a winning proposition. People still keep buying and playing the stock market, but at least now, hopefully, this opens your eyes to the perils of futures, options trading, and many other derivatives trading. This is not for the faint of heart. Next, the top 3.5% of loss makers, approximately 4 lakh traders, that means 4%, face an average loss of rupees 28 lakhs per person. That is close to 2.3 or 2.4 lakhs per month. You are losing money hand over fist, including the transaction cost. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Why is somebody wasting money like that? Only 1% of the individual traders manage to earn profits exceeding rupees 1 lakh after adjusting for transaction costs. The reason transaction costs are brought again and again, these are hefty, seriously hefty. I mean, I've done this thing and it's ludicrous the way that thing is done. But anyway, I finally stopped trading the market because I saw the NSE scandal, co-location scandal. I said, okay, now I know what is going on. Anyway, so individuals made money in futures while losing more than 4 times in options. Remember, I told you options are where you are predicting the future price of a stock. Individuals made losses in options to the tune of 55,000 crores in fiscal year 24. They made profit to the tune of 13,400 crores in futures. Options loss, futures gain. But again, these are individuals and they are just more or less than 4%. Next one, please. Category-wise profit and loss for the current fiscal year of 2024. The proprietary traders category earned the highest gross profit, that is trading profits before accounting for transaction costs, of about 33,000 crores in the equity F&O segment of NSE, followed by FPI. FPI is foreign portfolio investors. Remember this, foreign portfolio investors. This is where the deep state comes in to invest into India's market, among other places. Now, there is foreign portfolio investor. There's also foreign institutional investor. Then there is the foreign direct investor. Then there is the domestic institutional investor. These could be things like LIC, State Bank, and so on. DIIs earned modestly in the F&O to the tune of 200 crores in gross profits. On the other hand, the individual category experienced a highest loss of 41,500 crores. This is individual. This is the you and me sitting in our office room or bedroom, wherever, it's in front of a laptop and hitting the online trading companies like Zerodha or other companies, and then is it going to go up or not? What am I going to do? That sort of stuff. Now, others representing corporates, trusts, NRIs, and PMS clients incurred a gross loss of 19,700 crores. So NRIs also, it doesn't matter. If you're an individual, you're not going to be able to beat the system. And I'll tell you why that is. Next one, please. This is the concerning thing. There is the B30 city traders. That is, these are the up-and-coming cities, not the top metropolises, but up-and-coming cities. The proportion of young traders below 30 years in the segment rose from 31% to 43%. In other words, the youth of India is actually playing the stock market. Do you understand the consequences? Individuals from beyond top 30, B30 cities, made up over 72% of the F&O trader base, a higher proportion compared to mutual fund investors, which is 62%. In my opinion, even mutual fund, you need to really, really carefully examine the prospectus before you decide which one to choose. Now let's take a look at the trading behavior and persistence. I hope you guys have already liked this video, because I'm actually distilling down a multi-page report into 3 or 4 slides so you can get the gist of it, and also who is making money. If everybody is losing money, somebody must be making money hand over fist, and I'll tell you that in a minute. As many as 76.3% of the loss-making traders persisted in trading in F&O despite making losses in the preceding 2 years. So they are looking at the 2024 window. I lost money in 22, I lost money in 23, and yet I am coming back and replaying the market in 24. At least 3 in 4 of you are not learning from your mistakes. Sorry, you need to. You are losing money in the stock market. Stock market has become like a casino, and I'll tell you why it is. Out of the 24.4 lakh investors who made losses in both 22 and 23, 18.6 lakh traders continued to trade in the third year. So this is the thing, 3 out of 4 are continuing to do it. 5.8 lakh traders stopped trading in the third year. So at least some of you realize that this is futile. That's good. Only 8.3% of traders who persisted in trading in F&O in the third year, despite losses in the first 2 years, succeeded in making a profit in the third year. By the way, there is no method in this madness. This is not something that you can make money off of. Now let's take a look at the segment of women traders. Remember, I again poke fun at many people who are having sent their kids to school and husbands to office, or at least put them in their office room to work from home. You have some time and then you have some money, you start playing the market. Then there is a network that you listen, oh, you're trading in this, let me also get into the thing, this kind of stuff. Okay, so now what is happening? How did the women F&O traders fare? In the span of 2 years, the proportion of female F&O traders has reduced to 13.7% from 14.9. About 1.2% of you realize that we are only losing money. Female traders made an average per person loss of 75,973. The same for males is 88,000. So female, I guess they are more wise. They lost a little less money. 91.9% male traders made losses in F&O. 86.3% female traders made losses. So again, females lost a little bit less, but that could also be because they are probably trading less amounts. So next one, please. So that sums up the slide deck. So now the question. So if everyone is losing money, who is making money? This goes back to what I told you about high frequency trading, about co-location, about one side being located very close to the server that does the matching. That is, seller and buyer are brought together in a server, and if one of them, the seller or the buyer, happens to be very close to the server matching engine, which is Bandra Kurla complex, and BKC rents out these trading terminals for a hefty fees to those who want to make use of it. And if you sit there, those are the people who are making a lot of money, because they can always outrun you. Think about it. From Bangalore, the address, let us say Bangalore to Bombay, it's it takes 20 to 30 milliseconds for the order to come across or the action to be recognized. In that time, these people can do 1,000 turns around you, sitting in the BKC center. So you are not even running in a race. You can't even, there is no chance that you will make money. Okay, so all they are trying to do in this is looking at the trend, and then you play the trend, and they have algorithms that are optimized for each trend, and they just unleash that algorithm, they make money, they clean up. This is what is really happening in the stock market. I'm glad SEBI has said this without saying so in so many words. That's why I make my living, that I'll tell you that SEBI is warning that day trading is not profitable. Day trading is not profitable. Get out while you're still ahead. That's all I can say. I have a few questions to answer, and that's all we can do before we wrap up this program. Mangat Ranga wants to know, how authentic are the allegations against SEBI chief? Though not justified, have more serious acts done under UPA, and can they be investigated now? You can investigate previous allegations also. I've been saying about how C.B. Bhave was, how should I say, controversially appointed SEBI chief, even though he was found guilty in an NSDL, which is a subsidiary of SEBI. In other words, a lower level company has been caught with his hand in the cookie jar, and then they reward him. They reward him by making him the chairman of the bigger company. Probably rewarding, you've done good stealing here for us here. Now go and do it at the bigger level. That's what the message seems to be. Of course, Mr. Chidambaram will not answer all these questions. Next question, please. As to, okay, get back. I have to really answer the allegations. How authentic are the allegations? Rangaji, there are no saints in this, because the saints will never survive more than a few days in such high pressure jobs. There are so many people, banging at you, asking, you need to drop this investigation. We are innocent. Nobody's innocent. I wouldn't say nobody, but many are not innocent. And again, India is a very shallow stock market. There is Nifty 50. I think out of the 5,000 odd listed shares, companies, only I think 100, maybe 200 now. 200 shares are actively traded every day. So there is no depth in the market. So when you don't have depth, then you don't really get proper price discovery. On top of that, you add this co-location mess. They should stop allowing this co-location. Co-location means placing the buyer or the seller alongside the server matching engine by lending them spaces inside the BKC center. They need to stop that. But nobody will allow you to now kick them out from there and tell them you go and sit in Nagpur or somewhere else, because right now the whole deck is rigged against people who don't live very close to the BKC. How many of us are living close to BKC and having our own trading terminals? You see the point, right? You can't win this thing, period. And the government is too dumb. I'm sorry to say this. The government is too dumb to see the reason. I've been saying this for 5 years, and many others have been saying this too. Stop this co-location. Stop it in its tracks. I'm also hearing that there is a fast data pipeline, like the way the Sampark Communications was caught, between the Bombay Stock Exchange and the National Stock Exchange, which means sitting in BKC, they can also be very close to the matching engines in Bombay Stock Exchange. This is a lose proposition for the common investor. That's why I get angry at the government, because are you so dumb? Can't you see what I'm saying? Aren't these people IAS officers? Aren't you the creme de la creme of the society? Didn't God give you extra brains? What are you thinking? Next question, please. Oak Santosh wants to know, India is no longer a poor country. SEBI themselves have made trading like a gambling den by making several indices and daily expiry. It's like good old Matka lottery by Ratan Khatri. Yes, I told you, right? I mean, this is a casino and the house always wins. This is not going to stop. SEBI itself and brokers won't let it happen. Next one, please. NN wants to know, should government incentivize long-term investment by bringing down capital gains tax as well as short-term gains tax proportionately to discourage intraday trading? Hard to do that. You know why? Because futures actually do serve a market. Like I told you, the farmer who now is not sure, or the farmer who's planning a wedding in his house and he wants the money today rather than later. Things of that nature. There are derivatives that allow you to do that too. So these have to be used correctly. SEBI is educating the investor. But how many of you are going to read this report? I'll just tell you how many pages this report is. This report is at least 20 odd pages, 33 pages. 33-page report. How many of you are going to read it? I mean, the table of contents itself is like 4 pages. Just the table of contents is 4 pages. How many of you are going to read it? But then this is where people make money, by reading, applying their mind, focusing. That's where you make money. You have to read. Reading is what opens up your mind and lets you think clearly and freely. I'm not saying don't play the day trader market. Play it if you know what you're doing. There are some who are making money. So clearly they could be also, sitting in BKC, in which case it gives them an advantage. That is the point. Next one, please. 𝗣𝗚𝘂𝘆 𝗢𝘂𝘆 wants to know, sir, do you think SEBI working suspicious or fake narration to tarnish the image? What image, 𝗣𝗚𝘂𝘆 𝗢𝘂𝘆? This is, look, corruption is across the board in every facet of our society. Every facet of our society. So the corruption has crept in here also. I have some really good insights from people who have seen this market for the last 15 years, and some of the observations they are making are horrifying as to what they did. At least the BJP government in the last 10 years hasn't indulged in such bad stuff, but the one before that, last 10, from 2004 to 2014, the UPA thing wreaked havoc, and in fact they are still controlling much of the thing that is happening today. Next one. Hilol Sen wants to know, the NSE is perfect playground for killer returns to be made by FII and FBI. Correct. Next. Sri Sundaram wants to know, if government is dumb, who's controlling this? Sucheta Dalal has been saying this also, as you are noted about her. Aren't these influential making money also controlling government deep state? Well, this is the point here. I'm going to tell you the truth as I see it. You can agree with me or disagree with me. The number of traders that are there, the ones that actually what you call as movers and shakers, especially brokers, they can be grouped into two communities. Mota, okay? Don't tell me, oh, but there is this community, mota, okay? What my understanding is, you have one community called Marwaris, the other ones are mostly Jains, Palampur, that kind of stuff. I'm not saying bad or good thing, okay? These are the community, these are the groups. These groups actually manage how things go. There are good people in both groups, bad people in both groups. The question that comes is, if the politicians want to launder money, the stock exchange is a good place to do it, especially when Mr. Chidambaram made participatory notes anonymous. And even today, the P notes are still anonymous. So money that comes in by way of Mauritius using participatory notes, nobody knows whose money it is. And that gate is still open. The government is afraid that if the stock market crashes, then it means that the economy is not doing well, the government is not performing well. But I told you, this is a very shallow market. It shouldn't matter what is happening in the stock market. And the problem, where the problem is? The problem is that if there are startups, don't chati thana pito like this and say we have the highest startup ecosystem. Yes, but where are they going to get the money? They are getting it from venture capitalists. They are not able to go public. How many new public companies, public listings have you seen of startup ideas? I'm trying to hear. Zero. Why? Because startup exit strategy today is by being acquired or merged with somebody else. They cannot raise money in the stock market because the means and mechanism is not being allowed. Who's disallowing? What is the government doing about that? The Startup India scheme, we found that one crook who used to be an IAS officer who used to help Chidambaram was actually sitting there and running the whole thing and citing his stuff for his family members. PGurus wrote about it. Some action was taken, but the guy has not been jailed. These are all black and white crimes of white collar type. We don't seem to want to jail anybody. Why this Dayalu Bhavna? I don't understand. Are we playing God here, for God's sake? Why? What do you gain by playing God? The voter is not listening to you. He is maar pad rahi hai. Whether it is UP or Maharashtra middle class has really given a strong message that you didn't take care of us during COVID. What have you done to alleviate their pain? Next one, please. Friend forever. Iyer sir, all India Hindu Jagran munch on auspicious day to free temples and demand a board to address Hindu problem, just like minority ministry. Yes, this is something that is needed. One unfortunate thing in all this is that our Mathadipatis, our Dharmadipatis, they don't want to get together under one umbrella organization and speak unitedly with one voice. This is something that is sorely lacking. They don't want to do it. I don't know why. People have tried bringing them together under one roof. Easier said than done. Unless that happens, Hindu unity will not happen. Next one, please. Dilip Chanchani wants to know, best to invest in market is study balance sheet, promoters of company, future prospect, and invest long term. Long term investment pays. Yes. That's why I keep telling, don't be in day trading. Next one. Srinivasan Soundararajan wants to know, sir, India shares 85% of world F&O trade. Why even this government is not bothered? Because the amount of tax revenues that they get from all these transactions is quite substantial. Government is not really doing a lot of money. 80 crore people are getting free rations. You think money is growing on trees or what? The government still has to go and procure, right? It is the FCI go-downs which are going and procuring. And then the farmer wants a minimum support price. I mean, minimum support price makes sense to a certain extent. But again, that is socialism. See, the farmers also have to apply their mind. Every time they start a harvest, when you plan for it, they need to look at what the market was the previous year. If you had a bountiful harvest the previous year, you don't want to repeat the same crop. You want to try and put an adjacent crop which will give you better yield. So there are lots of things here that need to go into play. I'm not sure the farming community as a whole is thinking about it. You can't, in other words, you can't keep on putting rice crop, rice crop, rice crop, rice crop. That is not the way to do it. You have to really apply your mind. You may have to change. Also, the soil, if you keep investing or harvesting the same food, the soil gets a certain way. You may want to consider bringing some other crop rotation to help the soil also regenerate itself. Next one, please. Venkat Ranga wants to know, is it difficult for Government of India to investigate the investors via P notes? Yes, it's a dark hole. Money comes into Mauritius and then from Mauritius it disappears in and out. So, and Mauritius will not share the data with Indian government. Of course, India can invade Mauritius and take over its banks and steal all, get all the data, and then they'll know who's going to do all that. Magnet Rangaji, remember the P notes was introduced by Mr. Yashwant Sinha of BJP finance as a finance minister of BJP in the Vajpayee term. It's a different matter that Chidambaram tweaked it and made it so easy for people to put anonymously money and make huge profits. Next one. I think that's all we have. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. We'll be back again shortly with Sumit Peer, and we'll be talking about some events of the day, fast-moving developments. Don't miss that one. Thank you. Namaskar. Talk to you soon.